Greenland's quest for independence is a remarkable story of resilience, cultural pride, and political transformation. In this video, we'll uncover the history of Greenland's journey from a remote Norse settlement to a Danish colony, and finally, to its current state of self-rule. How did colonization shape its cultural identity? What pivotal milestones marked its path toward autonomy? And what challenges does Greenland face as it dreams of full independence? Let's dive into this fascinating history together. Greenland's early inhabitants, the Inuit and Norse settlers. Greenland's history begins with the Inuit people, who adapted to its unforgiving Arctic environment thousands of years before European contact. Archaeological evidence reveals that the earliest Inuit groups, such as the Sakak and Dorset cultures, thrived through their remarkable ability to hunt marine mammals, caribou, and fish using innovative tools and techniques. These early inhabitants lived in harmony with nature, their survival deeply intertwined with their intimate knowledge of the land and sea. Over time, the Thule people, ancestors of modern Greenlandic Inuit, migrated from Alaska, bringing advanced technologies like dog sleds and harpoons, which further solidified their ability to flourish in the challenging climate. Their cultural practices and traditions, many of which endure today, became the foundation of Greenland's identity, highlighting their resilience and ingenuity. In the late 10th century, Greenland witnessed the arrival of Norse settlers, led by the legendary Eric the Red. Exiled from Iceland, Eric established settlements along the island's southern fjords, marking the beginning of a new chapter in Greenland's history. The Norse established a thriving agrarian society, raising livestock and farming during the brief Arctic summers while engaging in trade with Europe. Despite their initial success, the Norse settlements eventually vanished by the 15th century, likely due to climatic changes, resource scarcity, and conflicts with the Inuit. While the Norse presence was fleeting, the Inuit endured, maintaining their way of life and adapting to evolving circumstances. The blending of these two narratives, the enduring legacy of the Inuit and the brief but impactful presence of the Norse, shaped Greenland's rich and unique cultural heritage. The arrival of Denmark, colonization, and cultural transformation. In 1721, Danish-Norwegian missionary Hans Egede established a lasting presence in Greenland, marking the start of a colonial era that would profoundly alter the island's trajectory. Driven by a desire to convert the Inuit population to Christianity and expand European influence, Egede's mission laid the foundation for Danish control. By 1814, Greenland officially became a Danish colony, embedding European governance, trade practices, and religious customs into its societal framework. While colonization brought modernization and new opportunities, it also disrupted traditional Inuit ways of life. Indigenous practices and beliefs often clashed with European systems, creating social tensions and cultural shifts that echoed through generations. The colonial period, though transformative, left a legacy of unequal power dynamics and challenges to Inuit cultural preservation. The push for home rule. Greenland's autonomy. In 1979, the mid-20th century was a time of awakening for Greenlanders, as growing national consciousness and global decolonization movements encouraged them to seek greater control over their future. Discontent with colonial governance and the desire to preserve Inuit culture fueled calls for political change. Responding to these demands, Denmark introduced home rule in 1979, granting Greenland significant autonomy to manage its domestic affairs, including education, healthcare, and natural resource management. This pivotal milestone marked a departure from centralized Danish control, empowering Greenlanders to shape policies aligned with their unique needs and aspirations. Home rule was more than a political shift. It was a cultural and symbolic affirmation of Greenlandic identity. The introduction of self-governance revitalized efforts to protect Inuit traditions and the Greenlandic language while fostering a sense of pride and agency among its people. Although Denmark retained control over foreign affairs and defense, the establishment of home rule set the foundation for continued political evolution, paving the way for future milestones on Greenland's journey toward full self-determination. Self-governance in 2009. A new chapter. In 2009, Greenland achieved a transformative milestone in its political journey with the introduction of self-governance. This landmark decision, an evolution of the autonomy granted in 1979, marked a new era of empowerment for the island, giving Greenlanders direct control over key areas such as law enforcement, education, and natural resource management. By managing these critical domains, Greenland took a significant step toward shaping its own destiny and addressing the unique challenges of its Arctic environment. This new governance structure also included provisions for the island to take ownership of additional responsibilities over time, signaling a gradual yet deliberate path toward increased independence from Denmark. Beyond the administrative and political implications, the self-governance framework carried profound cultural significance. Recognizing Greenlandic as the island's official language was a defining aspect of this transition, affirming the importance of preserving and celebrating Greenland's indigenous heritage. For many Greenlanders, this step was about more than just practical governance. It was a reclamation of identity, pride, and self-determination. It represented an opportunity to ensure that their language, traditions, and way of life could flourish in the face of globalization and a rapidly changing world. With self-governance, Greenland began laying the foundation for a future rooted in its cultural identity while navigating the complexities of increased autonomy. The road to full independence. Challenges and aspirations. Greenland's journey toward full independence has been defined by both determination and complexity. While significant steps such as Home Rule in 1979 and self-governance in 2009 have granted the island increasing control over its affairs, the road to complete sovereignty remains a formidable challenge. One of the most pressing obstacles is Greenland's economic dependence on Denmark, which continues to provide substantial subsidies to sustain the island's economy. With limited diversification of industries, Greenland relies heavily on fishing and natural resources as its primary revenue streams, leaving it vulnerable to global market fluctuations. The need for economic self-sufficiency looms large, as Greenland must find ways to develop sustainable industries, expand its infrastructure, and attract investments to support a fully independent economy. Compounding these economic challenges are the effects of climate change, which are particularly acute in Greenland's Arctic environment. While the melting ice sheets have unveiled new opportunities for resource extraction and shipping routes, they also threaten the island's ecosystems, traditional ways of life, and long-term environmental sustainability. These changes present a delicate balance between seizing economic opportunities and protecting Greenland's unique natural heritage. Despite these significant hurdles, the aspiration for independence remains deeply ingrained in the hearts of Greenlanders. It is driven by a collective vision of self-determination, where their cultural identity, traditions, and future are fully in their own hands. With resilience and a deep connection to their land, Greenlanders continue to navigate these challenges, striving toward the dream of becoming a fully sovereign nation while preserving their heritage and addressing the demands of a changing world. Greenland's quest for independence is a testament to its people's determination and pride. By understanding this journey, we can appreciate the struggles and triumphs that shape nations. If you enjoyed this exploration, please like, share, and subscribe to The History of Before Now to uncover more fascinating stories from the past. Together, let's keep history alive.